Hi, I'm Fred Coe, and this is my site. It's all about kidney stones. The beautiful picture on the front, Sunday afternoon at the Grand Jatte, is Parisian, but the painting hangs here in Chicago in the Art Institute. My site is very large. There are well over 100 articles, and they're long. So to find your way around isn't so simple. Perhaps the most obvious way, if you have a topic, for example, oxalate, you can type that word in and press enter, and that will take you to all of the articles on the site that have that keyword. This is great for the people who know exactly what they're after. And like all lookup boxes, it will get you there. Lots of times, you don't really have a keyword, but you would like to browse. If you would like to do that, make it use of the book. Clicking that link takes you to this beautiful picture by Cranach the Elder, Lucas Cranach the Elder. And just below it, every article on the site is shown by topic. For example, testing, evaluation, and diagnosis, fluids, diet, and meds, systemic causes of stones, consequences of stones, surgery, how stones form, etc. I don't really want to read you the whole thing. If you click on one of these, for example, fluids, diets, and meds for the common idiopathic stones, you get to see yet another picture by Johann Becklauer, rather unknown painter to me at least, but I think charming. And just below it, all kinds of articles on fluids, the kidney stone diet, sodium, calcium, protein, potassium, oxalate again, sugars, meds, the treatment of meds with diets together. In other words, virtually everything I have written so far concerning how to use diet and medications for common stone prevention. If you click on any one, you reach the article itself. In this case, a wonderful one by my colleague, Jill Harris, who has put a number of delightful articles on the site about how to manage the practical issues, in this case, of drinking a lot. While you're on the Kidney Stone Guidebook page, the one with the beautiful Lucas Cranach painting, you can skip by the shopping mall of all the articles and take a look at the chapters, because it is in fact not only a shopping mall, but a collection of 12 chapters. The chapters are like articles, but they review big topics. For example, a big overview of how you consider prevention from the ground up. An overview about how kidney stones form. This one, what do you do if you're just confused? Chapters 4 and 5 have to do with the different kinds of kidney stone people, kidney stone formers, and then the most common kind, the idiopathic calcium stone former. And then after that, I think a very important article on what are we waiting for. And then a number of important special diseases, hyperparathyroidism, uric acid stones, cystinuria, bariatric surgery, ileostomy, and distal renal tubular acidosis. So the page that's called the book is really twofold. And you can use it to shop, you can use it to pick out chapters that you might want to read. Back on the front page, and we have three boxes here for patients, for doctors, and for scientists. What I've done here is gather articles together that would be of particular interest to each of these three groups. For example, if we click on For Patients, we have yet another painting, this one by Gerard Douw, a Dutch painter, showing a person with heart failure. And on this page are, in order, are all the articles that I think patients would specially want to read about. And they go quite a ways. Now, this is not as convenient as the Stone book. It's not as easy as the lookup box. It's really for your browser type, just somebody who wants to leaf through what there is. You'll also notice it's in two parts. The newest articles, this is the ones I put up recently, are at the top, and each one has a link. Below it are all the articles that have ever been put on this page, going back to the founding of the site, somewhere in 2015. Just below this video and the link to the book, I have listed the newest articles anywhere on the site, for patients, for anyone. I do this because it's like the news on the front page. And of course, these links will take you to those sites, those articles. In the corner is a little subscriber box. I send out emails every time a new article goes up on the site. And if people want that, they can put in their name and email address and indicate what kind of person they are. We never send, or I should say I never send, any kind of email except notification for articles. So if you do sign up, you're not signing up for extra junk in your inbox. Finally, if you go to the very top, this is page 1. That's your kidney stone guidebook. And then there are some strange looking headers. And if you come back in just a second, I'll tell you what those headers are all about. At this point, any ordinary visitor to the site has heard enough and should just go out and look and see what there is to read. For those who have a kind of enthusiasm for the less common, there are some funny headers up here, and I want to show you what they are in case you have any interest. Cases is a page, and it's a page of what it says, cases. The cases are real ones. The identity of the person has been fully protected. They concern effects of bariatric surgery, severe hyperoxaluria, medullary sponge kidney, a wonderful story about successful treatment, and then a very routine pair of stone formers. I probably will add more cases over time. Right now, patients seem to like those, doctors perhaps as well. I should note the cases are listed as part of the group of articles, so you can run into them here, or you can run into them browsing, or when you search for something. This page brings together a small group of articles about the kidneys themselves. The beautiful picture, Alabama gristmill, is by a living contemporary photographer, Beverly Hammond. basically, this is a collection of articles about what happens to the kidney in stone formers, a very sophisticated article on the nature of kidney function, some specific articles on kidney function and kidney disease, and another one on the same topic, and one on how you measure kidney function, so-called glomerular filtration. These articles will be picked up on the main pages. In other words, if you're in the book, you'll find these articles. So all this page does is kind of catch them for you in one place. This tab is very different from all the others. It contains a set of articles on science and medicine, which interests me. They don't do much for patients. I don't know if the scientists who come to the site read them. I don't expect the patients do, nor do I expect the doctors do. Some of the articles are still being written. Others are rather complete. It's kind of my hobby. I don't really ever direct anyone to this corner of the site. I don't know who really comes here, but I like it very much. Q&A is Q&A. One can post under food or fluids and get an answer. And anyone who puts a post here with a question will get something. And finally, at the end, there's a pretty picture of where I work, and the people in the program are shown. I'm not going to show all of them. This is me. I wrote it. This is one of my key partners. This is another one. This is Jill, who I showed you before. Mike Borowski wrote for me on surgery. Andy Evan often on kidney disease. Kristen Berglund runs our lab and has done a terrific job in getting us our data and a lot of our research. Joan Parks wrote about 100 papers with me and just has been a wonderful scientist and wrote a little bit about stuff on the site. She writes novels. Hadam is an expert on oxalate and has written for the site. And at that point I should stop because this is going to get way too long.